Hello everyone! It is time for another edition of Try Hard Racing with me, Case TV, where I do the best I can with what I've got, which is not a lot of talent, but a little bit of frazzled brain. A little bit of frazzled brain. So a bigger than little bit. Even higher dose of a heap and helping of frazzle, more than my usual portion of frazzle. But we're going to start in career. We are going to go to pro, and we are going to start on new cars today, the touring cars. Finished up GT last time, going to do the touring cars. After touring, we do special. Well, no, after, GT Open Touring. Then we do special, and special unlocks tuner. And then we do electric, which unlocks track day. No. Then we do electric, which opens up trucks. And then we do open wheel, which opens up track day. And nothing opens up drift because I'm not doing drift, because I'm terrible at drift. I will do a handful of grid challenges, but it looks like the only grid challenges I can do that are not sponsor events are just these two, so that'll be a very short grid challenges. And then I suspect I am not going to be eligible for these gauntlets because I have to complete all of the categories in pro. Oh, it's saying 1 of 10. So 9 categories? So that means I either need to do drift, which I know I can't do, or do all these grid challenges. Okay, maybe that's obtainable if I can get these sponsors. But there's a lot of these sponsors, and half of the sponsors are broken, but if I'm lucky, these sponsors won't be broken. Xenon Dynamic sponsor. Okay, let's see what it takes to get Xenon Dynamics. Team. Sponsors. See, like I've got Echo, and it's second spin on 2 wheels. Okay, so that's for trucks. Xenon. Let's see what Xenon wants me to do. Miles driven in trucks. Jumps hitting career events. Okay, so that did work for the second spin in close proximity, but it looks like that one's broken. I had it turned on at one point, ostensibly when I had trucks turned on. Well, I won't work on that until I do trucks. What are the other ones? I gotta look this up. Maybe I should write this down. I got my notepad here. One, two, three, four. It is Xenon, Echo, Zero, and AVAX. Xenon, Echo, Zero, and AVAX. Xenon is trucks. Xenon, Echo, Zero, and AVAX. Well, I've got Echo. But that's also a truck one. Xenon, Echo, AVAX. AVAX. Miles driven, seconds of air time. Finish first in circle. Meters drifted. Meters drifted. Oh, if that's a drift, if I need drift for that. Okay, I'll turn this on just to see if I get drifting other than drift events. I just want to experiment. If I can get drifts just drifting without drift events, then I can do that. If I can't do that, if I can't get drift events, I suppose it doesn't say I have to win a drift event. Oh, and what was the other one? 0? Oops. Get all boost gates in event complete. Okay, so this is for electric. Oh, beat term hierarchy in career pro drift event. Okay, I can't do it. I can't do it. I won't even try to do it because I know I can't do it. Because I can't get 0. Because I have to beat a specific person in a pro drift event. And I can't beat anyone in a pro drift event, even in the lowest difficulty level. I can't beat anyone, let alone someone that's going to be middle of the pack, maybe near the top, a particular person. So we will not be doing, unfortunately, this is going to be a shortened career because I hit a skill wall, which I hate. But I can't grind. If I have to grind my way through career stuff, okay, that's fine. Like hitting so many miles drifting. Well, I could do drift events over and over and over again, finish last place every time, but eventually get the miles in. But this says I have to beat someone. I'm never going to beat anyone. So the gauntlet will not be done. It has been officially declared. And so I'm not going to bother even doing the sponsored challenges because half of these challenges are broken. I don't know which one. It doesn't look like any of these I have confirmation are broken. But what's my sponsor now? I changed it to somebody. AVAX. And AVAX is meters drifted. I just want to see if I can get, if any drifts occur, and finish first in circuit races 60 or more opponents. See if that actually registers. Because some of those may not even occur. Some of these sponsors I can only get, either I can only get them in certain races, even though I met the criteria, because some of them I've gotten 2 out of 3, but I never got the 3rd one, even though I have done it. It's shown me that I've done it with the little pop-ups telling me, oh yes, you've accomplished this thing. Stop bugging me. I'm not changing my banner. Okay, going back to career. The last racing game I played was an incredibly disappointing career because I was never able to make it to the last race. And in fact, I played Trackmania and I won't play it because I couldn't get through the entire career because I'm just not good enough. I'm an old man. I'm just not good enough. And no amount of effort is going to get me good enough. I am at the peak of my skill, and it is lower than a quote unquote gamer. I've been playing video games since they first came to the pinball alleys and bowling alleys and pinball arcades, but that doesn't mean I have the skill, the button mashing skill to actually beat a lot of these games that are out there, no matter how much I persevere. And even if I theoretically could grind 100 hours into a game that I don't like, I'm too old to grind 100 hours. I'm not going to waste the precious time I have left doing that. So, yeah, there's no way I was ever going to get more than last place in any drift challenge or in touring. Touring is next, right? Yes. Okay. So let's do touring. 3 events. TCG. I'm probably not going to be able to get the miles. Yep. It's going to put me in the car right away. I'll see if I can upgrade it, but it's usually likely that I can't. I mean, I can beat most races here in hard mode, and if I did decide I wanted to grind out 5 or 6 times, I probably could beat them in hard mode every time. But I'm not going to stream 5 or 6 or 7 hours. Not going to post a YouTube video where it's multiple videos of me. Is this louder than it should be? Okay. Opel Astra V8 Coupe. Opel Astra V8 Coupe, but I want to look at options and audio options. Commentary speech volume. Why is this up so high? No, I don't want commentary speech volume up that high. I'll put it up to 50. The engineer I want to be able to hear, but I don't need the announcers that high. They don't really talk during the thing, but I thought I had turned that down. They're louder than the engines. I mean, effects. Effects is like the engine. Okay. Apply. Yeah, I don't know why that was so loud. Sorry about that. Has it been that loud the whole time? I thought I had that turned down. Okay, Opel Astra V8 Coupe. I am going to leave. See if I have an Opel Astra V8 Coupe, or if I'm going to have to do a... probably going to have to do a rental car. If I have it, I can change the livery, at least, even though I won't be able to get miles on it, probably. But I hope I have it. Okay, touring. These are touring. It's probably going to tell me I got to get through the one event, which means I'm going to get no miles on it, which means, yes, complete TCG event 1, which is what I figured. Which was what I anticipated, and I probably didn't even mean to check, but I have had it in the past, but I think only on the rookie class that I was able to buy the car. I click event details, it tells me the details, but when I hit back, it always takes it back to the beginning race. But guess what? I'm in the beginning race, so I was able to do that without penalty. All right, and since I can't get the mileage, I'm going to end up having to... Oh, nicely quiet. I like it. Actually, maybe that's too quiet. Maybe I should have put it on 75%. I don't know. Let's try this again. I mean, their thing is inane, but... Is that what I had it at before? I'm going to have it like an 8 for... Okay, I just have to get started. Oh, let's make sure I'm on hard difficulty. Yes, hard difficulty to start with, and then if I need to turn it down, if I can't succeed, I'll turn it down to medium. If I can't succeed, I'll turn it down to easy for the last race. I'm only going to do 3 attempts. Oh, I didn't see what kind of race it was. Whoa! That's why their audio was so loud. Because I had the volume turned up very loud. Okay, I'm going to have to turn them back down now. Back up. Your volume wasn't loud, but my audio was loud. I don't know why I have my audio up so loud. I'm listening to a very quiet YouTube video, apparently. Oh! It's not an elimination race. I got 3 laps, so I'm not going to redo. I am playing with damage on, but... Oh, wait a minute. I've got the wrong view on. What's the view button? This button? That's not the right view. That's not the right view. That's not the right view. There we go. How did my options get messed up? That's why their engines are so high. There, I turned up one more notch. That sounds better. Their engines were quiet because I was in my car with the windows rolled up. It's probably quiet for you too, Ryan. Whoa! Ah! Okay, I'm doing that. I don't know if somebody hit me or not, but it felt like somebody hit me. I know it's wet. These are touring cars. They shouldn't be rear-wheel drive, but I wasn't paying attention. I mean, they could be. Usually touring cars are front-wheel drive, but... Okay, I have picked up exactly one place, but I had a really messy race. So if I don't finish in the top 3 or whatever I need, I might redo it again, but I'll redo it in hard rather than redoing it in medium. I don't know how high I need to finish. I wasn't paying attention, but it's usually not first in the first race. It's either 5th or 3rd. I really enjoy playing this game. I really do. I keep saying that. I really enjoy playing this game. There's so many little things that annoy me. If you don't care about career mode, you're not trying to generate content for YouTube or anything, then, you know, it's a fun game. And if you're chatting with me too, I should mention this at least once near the beginning. If you chat with me, I can't read the chat while I'm playing the game. While I'm racing, well, while I'm playing the game, but only during breaks can I read the chat. The chat is down at my side, I can't see it. Did I get 3rd at least? I got 3rd, I think that's enough. Okay. Oh, there's 3 events. That's right. Oh, jeez. I'm going to have to make up so many miles. And this is all with a rental car, so I'm not getting any credit at all for these miles, which means I'm going to have to do 10 laps around Indianapolis. They expect you to practice outside of the career mode. They force you to practice outside of the career mode because they will lock you out of the last race unless you have enough miles to do your upgrades, your final upgrades. But the races you can do before then don't give you enough. You might think, oh, a 3-lap race, that'll give you enough. But it won't give you enough because until you complete this event, you can't buy that car. So you're driving a rental. Oh, I wanted to change their audio. Skip. Because the reason the audio was low, no, the audio would have been, oh, the reason the audio was low is because I had the volume turned down. Then I turned it back up. So I think I'm okay. Maybe. I'm going to turn them back up to an 8. No, I'll leave it at 7. Whatever. They didn't seem to be as loud as they were in the past. Once I got out of the car, I turned the volume back down. Right, so I need to turn them back down as well. I thought I had the volume turned up, but the cars were too low, so I turned the volume up more. I turned it down and I turned it back up. But now I turned it down again. Yeah, whatever. I think that's fine. I still can't hear my engineer, which is an important thing to hear. Okay, there's 3 events. I have to finish 3rd overall, so I'm actually better off not finishing at the front in this event, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to be first place in the event, probably, and I'll have to start from the back. But then if I get a terrible race, you know, in the last race, so be it. I'll still probably finish 3rd. I mean, not finish 1st overall, but I'll probably still finish 3rd overall. I want to at least get points in every race. And I'm in 10th now, so I'm in the points already. Yeah, I think I can probably finish 3rd every race. Even starting from the back. Now I'm starting from near the back, and I'm going to be, I think I'll be up to the lead pack. Somebody invaded, whoa! Somebody I hadn't heard from a while. People, I got someone invade my stream. And, I shouted them out, but I think that VOD got deleted. Because Twitch is doing some nonsense, but I think I got it all together. They're limiting the number of hours you can have in uploads and in clips to only 100 hours. Or highlights. Clips are okay, but highlights and uploads. And I had, the way I send stuff to YouTube is I use their highlight editor to chop up the stream, because it's easy to use, and you know, I don't need to do anything fancy. And then I export the highlights to YouTube. Well, the thing is, I never went back and deleted the highlights because I didn't have to. I figured, well, people can watch the highlights on Twitch too if they don't want to watch them on YouTube. But, so I had like 2,000 highlights, 2,000 hours of highlights. And now I'm limited to 100, and they wouldn't let me make any more highlights until I got rid of, you know, 1,900 highlights. And they only let me select 20 of them at a time. It's not like I can select all the highlights and say delete. No, you can only delete 1 page at a time, and you can't even say, oh, give me 100 items in this page like you do on most places. You know, you can select, oh, I want to see 20, I want to see 10, I want to see, it'll default to 20, but you can turn it down to 10, you can turn it up to 50, you can turn it up to 100, 150, whatever. So I could have selected, you know, 100 at a time, but no, I can only select 20 at a time. So to delete 2,000 of them, I had to select the whole page 100 times. And to make it worse, after about 2 deletions, they stop advancing the count. They don't reload them every time you delete them. And so you can get like 2 of them in before you start deleting the same 20 over again. You have to refresh the page. But when you refresh the page, it's not part of the URL that how you have things sorted. So you have to reconfigure it to be only highlights and in ascending order by date. And the default is everything in descending order, which means if you're not paying attention, you might delete like all of your, you know, on everything on that first page, including your latest VODs. And I accidentally deleted 1 of the VODs, but I was only choosing 1 at a time because I was actually trying to do something besides deleting, but I ended up deleting it. So 1 of the VODs got deleted. 1 VOD is marked as, my last snowrunner is marked as unpublished for a particular reason. And so, yeah, some VODs are missing. Otherwise, the VODs stay out there for 2 months. And the highlights are not going to be out there for longer than a month because I have to stay under an hour. And I do, well, I can leave them for 2 months, but then I have to call a month back. And then, you know, so they'll be out there only for about between 1 and 2 months. But that doesn't matter because the highlights are only there to be exported to YouTube. Okay, I finished first. I'm first. I'm going to start at the back, but because I've got 2 firsts, I have a decent enough lead. I got a 15-point lead. Even if the person who came in first in the second race, and notice they got no points in the first race, so they're not likely to get 25 points again in the second race because they finished at the back of the pack in the first race. The only reason they finished near the front is because they started at the front of the pack. They're not faster than anybody else. You'll often see that, like, this person didn't get any points this race. This person didn't get any points the first race. Anyway, so I will almost certainly get first. At worst, I'll get third. But then I'll have to make up all the time to do my upgrades. So this one race is going to be an entire hour long if I include the getting the mileage so I can do the upgrades for the next race. Okay, and I'm starting at the back. They're still talking. Oh, I forgot to try to turn that up while they were still talking. I mean, I skip over the talking anyway, but it seemed a little bit low to me now compared to the auto sounds because I had the auto sounds turned down. I was inside the car. Why I was inside the car, I don't know. I always race in this screen. Always when I race in this view. Outside the cab, on the either bonnet cam or hood cam, depending on what side of the pond you're on. And this is the same view that, like, the esports professionals use. Not that I mean an esports professional, but this is the best view to race from. It gives you the best times. And in the motorcycle racing, I race in tank view, what's called tank view, which again is outside the headset, but you get to see the front of the car, front of the bike. Now, it's arguable that in a motorcycle race, chase cam might be a little bit better, but it still disorients me. But in a car, if you try to race in a car chase cam, it's ridiculous because somehow, you know, early video games decided that if you're chasing a car and it's going around a corner, well, if you're in a chase vehicle, you're actually going to see the left part of the car while you're turning left, right? You see the left side of the car. But if you're turning left and you're trying to see the car ahead of you, I mean the terrain ahead of you, not the car ahead of you, you don't care to see the car ahead of you is turning left. I can see that car ahead of me is turning right. This car is turning left. But if I'm turning left, I don't want to look. I want to look to the left. And if I'm looking at the car turning left, that means I'm looking to the right of the direction the car is turning. Right? If you're looking at the left side of the car, that means you're looking at the terrain that's on the right side of the way the car is pointed. But you don't want to look at the terrain on the right side of the way the car is pointed. If you're turning left, you want to look into the turn, right? They're turning you away from the apex you need to look at. So to me, it's completely disorienting. And it's definitely not as efficient for good driving. So I've come to hate, I've been disoriented by chase cams for so long that even in a motorcycle game where they don't generally rotate the side of your view. They generally keep you, you know, just straight to the road. They don't show the side of the bike when you're turning left. They keep the camera locked. It's like it's mounted on something that's 10 feet behind you. It can be a little bit better because you can see more of the road in front of you. You get a higher view, but I never could get used to that. So, but the game I played before this was a motorcycle game, and I finished last every race by a huge margin, and even on the lowest difficulty setting. And so I was pretty annoyed by that. TTL Le Mans 3, it's a beautiful game, but TTL Le Mans 2 was not nearly as difficult. I could get in the final race easily. TTL Le Mans 3, you can't get in the final race unless you can qualify for it. You have to do a lap in 30 minutes or whatever it is. And there was no way I could do that. And I couldn't do any of the challenges. I did a few of the challenges, but only the ones that said you don't fall off a bike. Any challenges that was timed, because also the timer doesn't go down if you change the difficulty level. If they change the difficulty level appropriate, no, you still have 20 seconds or whatever it is, or 20 minutes, whatever it is, to get around that long course. So if you're trying to do a career mode in TTL Le Mans 3, forget it. It can't just be me that can't do it. I mean, I'm a decent driver in things like Horizon or Dirt Rally 2 to pick an actual more sim type of game. Middle of the pack. But I can't even come close. Finish in the top 3. I finished in the top 1. Expected. So, odds are you're not going to qualify for the last race, or even in the easiest difficulty. If you like to play hard difficulty, forget it. Even the easiest difficulty, you got to be, a god driver to qualify. Which I don't know why they made it that difficult. They got a new set of developers in. It's the same producer but different developers. And okay, so which car was it again? I gotta buy it in. It's the one that's in front of me, but if I go to the garage, I'm gonna miss it. There's no way to see what car it is that I had. So I will go here and look at the race I just did. And it's still not going to tell me. Now see, there's 3 of them, so I should get middle upgrades. Yes. What car is this? Event details isn't going to tell me. Okay, I'll have to select it, go into the race again, and then abort. I should own this car now. But I have to go choose it and put miles on it. I'm not going to put miles on it by redoing this race because it takes longer than just driving around the Indianapolis Oval. Okay, that sounds like decent audio. I think that must have been what I had it on. Okay, Opel Astra V8 Coupe. Opel Astra V8 Coupe. Opel Astra V8 Coupe. I wish it would tell you. I have the car in front of me, but there's nothing that tells me. Go to the garage. And when I go to the garage, Opel Astra V8 Coupe. Oh, that happens to be the first one? Is it always the first one? It's showing that there's a new one. No, in this case, it's just luckily the first one. Interesting. Show height upgrades. And yes, the middle level of upgrades is here, the first half of stage 2. So I have to get 25 miles in, which is going to be 10 laps. And then I won't get any more miles in for the final race. But now it may be that my opponents are only doing stage 1 for the next race, and then stage 2 for the others. There's only 3 races. I'll just do stage 1, and if I can't keep up, then I'll get more miles in when I redo it. So 7 miles, that's 3 laps around. 3 laps around, but there's also a stage 3 upgrade, but what is that? I do have to have the miles for the stage 3 upgrades. But I will be starting to get credit for miles in here. But there's only 1 race. How many events are there? If it's just a single race. Let me paint it. If it's just a single race, I'll have to do the 22 or 25, whatever it was. What was it? 25. Yeah, because that would be 1, that would be 2, that would be 3. Even though all it is, it's a worthless upgrade, but I still have to have the miles for it to be able to compete. So, if it's a single race, I'll go ahead and get these upgrades. Otherwise, just those. Because then I can get 10 more miles on the race. But not for a single race. I won't get 10 more miles. So we'll see. If it's a 3-race event, then I will probably get the 10 miles. Touring. 3 rounds. Okay, so I'll just do the 7. And do the level 1 upgrades. And then this might give me enough to do at least the level 2 upgrades, maybe the level 3 upgrades. We'll see how I do. I won pretty easily, so level 1 upgrades are probably enough. Usually it's like level 0 upgrades, level 1 upgrades, level 2 upgrades. But there is a level 3 upgrade. So I have to do level 1 upgrades. 7 miles. To be competitive. Okay, 7 miles. Now I know my goal. Race creator. What was that called again? Oh, I didn't paint the darn thing. Why didn't I paint the thing while I had it in the garage? Options. Clean and respray. Options. Livery. The tuning is pretty much worth it. Get my standard livery. Customize it. What? I went too far. Standard livery. Customize it. Primary is... Base is there. Secondary is there. Tertiary is there. Secondary is there. Tertiary is there. Okay. I thought primary was usually all the way down. Or base was all the way down. Let me look for one of my other cars. No, that's right. Okay. I thought I always kept the base and the primary, but then the secondary and tertiary I changed to a color that looks more like my banner. All right. So it's the Opel Astra V8 Coupe, but I don't know what class it is. And guess how I'm going to find out what class it is? Go back to the career mode. Everything is so difficult. Why does everything have to be so difficult? It wouldn't be so difficult if I could remember. It is TCG. TCG, or this is the subclass. Race creator, come here. Edit. Class, TCG. Under touring. TCG? TCG. And I want the oval only. Okay. And I don't need 10 laps. I only need 3 laps because each lap is 2.5 miles thereabouts. Which I need 7 miles, so yeah, 3 laps. Is my party chat is on. Okay. Great event. Pick that one. I guess I could have changed the livery there, but then I wouldn't have recognized that it was the one I wanted. Now, if all you do are these custom events of your own, then you don't have to worry about career mode. I think they try to gear you towards story mode, but story mode only has 32 races, and that's it in all of story mode. And you have to put up with the nonsense that is in story mode. And that doesn't give you mileage for these cars in story mode. There is DLC which gives you new cars and adds more story. But the story is horrible. It's just so schlocky and trite. And if it, if it wasn't just 32 races, then I might have started my career playthrough with story mode. But it's so short, except unless you watch the cutscenes, and the cutscenes are all done with live acting. And the acting actually isn't too bad, but, they're only going to pay so much for actors. It's not like they got Tom Hanks and, I can't think of Jennifer Lawrence or anything like that to do the acting, so... But they had to do a whole crew. Rather than the cheesy 3D animation that most video games have in their cutscenes, they actually had live acting, which I don't know if it was more or less expensive, but the story is just awful. And you can skip through the cutscenes, but they still tell you the story while you're loading the game. It takes longer to load the track, and they give you the story, and it's just not worth it. It's horrible. It's a big turn off for me. Oh, did I say 4 laps? Oh no. Yeah, I said 4 laps. Oh, I only wanted 3 laps. Can I stop after 3 and still get the mileage? I could have swore I said 3 laps. If I retire, do I still get the 3 laps? I mean, it's not that long for 1 more lap. Let me see if I can retire and get the 4 laps. This will be an experiment. Although I'm running out of time for this episode, I might as well just do the last lap. But it would be an interesting experiment. Okay, I'm on lap 4. Retire versus quit. I retire. Retire DNF, but do I still get the mileage? Yes, I still get the mileage. I thought I did. Okay. Don't say quit, but if you say retire. Okay, now I can go to my garage and show the upgrades and get all the level 1 upgrades, which I couldn't get without those 7 miles. And now I got 3 events to get, 3 races to get 35 miles, which I'm not going to get. Well, no, 28 miles. And I'm probably not going to get 28 miles in 3 races, but we'll give it a shot. So we're ready to do the next race. It's unlocked. It's open. I need to finish first, but I got 3 rounds to do it. But what I also have is no time to do the race for this YouTube episode. If you're watching on Twitch, though, stick around. I'll be back in just a couple minutes. If you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch, stick around. I'll be back in a couple minutes. If you're watching on YouTube, that is going to be it for this YouTube episode. The next YouTube episode will be the next weekend, Saturday, Sunday evening at 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time, which is midnight in the UK and noon the next day in New Zealand. Adjust your local times accordingly. U.S. Central Time, you can type in Iowa if you want to type it in, because I live in Minnesota and that's too long to type. So, anyway, Twitch, stick around. YouTube, next episode. Either way, thank you much for watching, and I will see you then.